Good morning, students. Welcome back to our economics class. As we have done with our 6th chapter, theories of distribution, today I am going to start with one more important chapter and compulsory question for LAQ as well as your SAQ. So today I am going to explain with national income analysis. So this is the new chapter, 7th chapter, national income analysis, right? So in this chapter, you are having LAQ, that is one 10 marks question will be there, one 5 marks question will be there, and two 2 marks questions will be there. So hopefully we will discuss all these questions in our today's video. Okay, so first let us discuss with the LAQ, that is your compulsory 10 marks question. What is national income? Methods to calculate national income. What are the various methods to calculate national income? Okay, so here in this chapter, as I told you, 10 marks plus 5 marks plus 2 marks questions. That means total 17 marks you can score from this chapter, and these questions are compulsory questions. It's not an optional question, it is a compulsory question. So first let us do with the methods to calculate national income. So what are the various methods? Generally, when we study about the national income, what do we mean by national income? It is the total income earned in the country by all the firms, by all the industry, means the total income of the country. So how we calculate this one? When we see the production, when we take the output from all the firms, production houses and all, then we will calculate the output. So here we can, how we will describe, first you have to write down the introduction. What is national income? National income is the total or final value of all goods and services produced in a country in a year. In one particular year, what is the total amount of goods and services that are produced? We are saying final value, means the total market value of all goods and services produced in a country in a particular year. So this is called as national income, or the total income earned, or total income of a country from various economic activities, or we also write it as total income received by a country from various economic activities in a year. This is called as national income. So see, what is national income? National income means the total income which is earned in a country. How the income is earned in the country? By doing various economic activities. What are economic activities? Production, distribution, consumption. So when these economic activities are carried on, they will be earning some income. The total income in the country is called as national income. Got this one? So this way you have to write down the introduction. Next, methods to calculate the national income. So you can see one definition over here. So here there are three methods of measuring national income. So there are three methods of measuring national income. First one, output method. Second one, income method. And third one, expenditure method. So what are the three methods to calculate national income? Output method, income method, and expenditure method. Okay, so now we will see one by one what are these methods here. What is the first method? First method is the output method. So under output method, how we calculate here? It is also known as inventory method or commodity service method. So here we can say this is also called as inventory method or commodity service method. So under this method, how we calculate the national income? We find the total market value of all final goods and services produced in the country. So under output method, all, just market value of all final goods and services produced in a country in a year. So how we will get the market value over here? We can get the value, the entire output of, how we will get the market value? Market value is equals to quantity of final goods and services multiplied by price. So see how we will get the market value? How much quantity of final goods and services we are producing. That means quantity means how much output, how much of final goods and services are produced in the country. That is multiplied by price of that respective commodity. So we can say here price, how we will get the market value? Quantity into price, we will get the market value. So under this, how we will calculate? GNP is equals to P1Q1 plus P2Q2 plus so on. N number of commodities are produced in the country plus net income from abroad. Okay, plus net income from abroad. So see, what is P? P is the price of the commodity. Q is the quantity. Means one firm, how much quantity they produced into price. Another firm, how much quantity they produced into price. And so like that, in the country, we have N number of firms. So N number of products into their price plus net income from abroad. Net income from abroad means export value minus import value. Okay, so this is the output method. And one more point you remember here, value of intermediary goods are not considered. Value of intermediary goods are not included. Value of intermediary goods are not included. So just to see the formula how you are having for your for this, GNP is equals to P1Q1 plus P2Q2 plus so on up to PNEQN plus national income from abroad. One more point you should add here, value of intermediary goods are not taken, not included. Okay, this completes your output method. What is output method? The total value or the final value of all goods and services produced in the country. How we will get the value? How much quantity of output of goods and services are produced into price if we do, we will get the market value. Okay, so your formula will be GNP, gross national product, is equals to P1Q1 plus P2Q2 plus PN up to PNQN plus net income from abroad. In this, one more point you have to remember, that is value of intermediary goods are not included. Next method we are having, that is income method. Under income method, how we calculate? The income earned by all factors of production are added to arrive at the national income of the country. So here we can say the income earned by all factors, the income earned by all factors of production aggregated to get the national income of the country. The income earned by all factors of production. Okay, so what are all the factors of production? What are the factors? Factors of production are land, labor, capital, and organizer. So the factors earn income in the form of, the factors earn income in the form of rent, wages, interest, rent, wages, interest, and profit. So how the factors will earn the income? Rent, wages, interest, and profit. So here we can say transfer payment income is not included. Transfer payments are not included when we calculate national income based on income method. So here we can say this is also called as national income at factor cost. National income at factor cost. Okay, so how we calculate the national income over here? National income is equals to rent plus wages plus interest plus profit. So this is how we have the formula under income method. So what is income method? Income method is where all the income earned by all the factors of production are taken to calculate national income. So the income earned by all the factors of production are in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit. Okay, so when we add up all the income of the factors, we get national income at factor cost. Okay, so this is how we calculate in income method. So see, output method. In output method, what we are doing? We are calculating how much quantity of goods and services are produced and what is the price of that goods and services. When we calculate price and its quantity, we will get the total market value. Whereas under income method, what we are doing? How much quantity we have produced, we are not bothered. What is the income earned by all the factors of production are added together to get the national income. So all the factors will earn income in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit. So when we add up all these things together, we get the national income. So these are two methods we have. Next, one more method we have, that is our expenditure method. Expenditure method. So this is another method which we calculate national income. The total expenditure incurred by the society in a particular year is added. So how we calculate here? The total expenditure, incurred by a society in a year. When we calculate the total expenditure incurred by a society in a year is added, we get the national income. So in this method, what we will do? We add personal consumption expenditure, of household. We add the personal consumption expenditure of household, expenditure of what all we add to get the expenditure here? Personal consumption expenditure of household, then expenditure of firms, means in the country, firms also incur certain expenditure, and government purchasing of goods and services, and government purchasing of goods and services, and net exports. So here under expenditure method, we calculate only net export. We don't calculate import. Why? Because when we are exporting the goods, these goods are produced in our country. When they are produced, certain expenditure is incurred in our country and we are exporting them to another country. So that's why only exports are taken. Import means what? We are importing from other country. To make that product, we did not incur any expenditure. Okay. So when we calculate expenditure method, only the total expenditure incurred in the country is added to get the national income. So how we will get the total expenditure? We add the personal expenditure of the household, individuals, expenditure of the firms, as well as government purchasing the goods and services. Means we also add government expenditure plus net exports. So we will get the expenditure method. How the national income under expenditure method. So in this case, we calculate it as national income is equals to expenditure of household, EH, plus expenditure of firms, EF, plus government purchasing, means government expenditure, plus net exports. Only export, as I told you, only when we are exporting, we make that product in our country. So we incur certain expenditure for that. So net exports we will consider. So this is the formula under expenditure method. National income is equals to expenditure of household plus expenditure of firm plus expenditure of government plus net exports. So this is the expenditure method. And here, one point you have to remember here, expenditure on final goods and services only are included. Expenditure on final goods and services are included. Expenditure on final goods and services are included. So you can see here, what is this expenditure method? Under expenditure method, we calculate the total amount which is spent by the society. In the society, individuals, how they are spending, firms, how they are spending, government, how they are spending. All these expenditure together, when we add, we get the national income by using expenditure method. So in this, we say we take only expenditure on final goods and services are included. Expenditure on intermediary goods or semi-finished goods are not included. Okay, so this is how we have the methods to calculate national income. What are the three methods to calculate national income? What is national income? The final value of all goods and services produced in a country in a year, or final market value of all goods and services produced in a country in a year. Or we can write it as total income received by a country from various economic activities in a year. What are the three methods we have? Output method, income method, and expenditure method. Then next one, first output method. Output method means what? It is also called as inventory method or commodity service method. So under this method, the total market value of all final goods and services are calculated to get the national income. So the total value of all final goods and services are calculated over here. How we get the national income value? GNP is equals to price into quantity. When we calculate the quantity, how much quantity produced by a firm into price, if we do, we get the market value. Like that, in a country, there are n number of firms, n number of products they are producing. So for all these, how much quantity into price, we get market value plus net income from abroad. Net income, how we are getting? Exports minus imports. Okay, then next you have, and one more point you remember, value of intermediary goods are not included. You have to write that point also. Only final goods are included. Intermediary or semi-finished goods values are not included. Next, we have income method. Under income method, we take income earned by all factors of production. So what are all the factors of production? The factors of production are land, labor, capital, and organizer. So these factors earn income in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit. And here one more point you remember, transfer payments. Transfer payments means the income which is earned without doing any economic activity. Right? Means we are not doing any work, but government is giving us the amount, like scholarships, pension, right? Subsidies are given for production, that are called as transfer payment. They are not included in calculating the national income. So the formula is national income is equals to rent plus wages plus interest plus profit. So this method is also known as national income at factor cost. Next method we have, that is expenditure method. Expenditure, the total expenditure incurred by a society in a year. We add the personal consumption expenditure of household, expenditure of firms, and government expenditure. Means government is also purchasing goods and services. And net export, only exports are included here, not import. You have to remember that one. So national income is equals to expenditure of household plus expenditure of firm plus expenditure of government plus net exports. And here only expenditure of final goods and services are included. Expenditure on intermediary goods or semi-finished goods are not included. Okay. So these are the three methods to calculate national income. Compulsory question for 10 marks. Methods to calculate national income. Next one. Your 10 marks question is completed. Now let us do your 5 marks question. What is your 5 marks question? Define national income and what are its determinants. So your question is define national income and what are its determinants. Determinants of national income. Okay, so what are all the factors that will determine our national income? Like you see, in national income, we are having various factors. See, some countries will have more high national income. Some countries' national income is less. Sometimes national income increases. Sometimes national income decreases. So why? On what factors there is a change in the national income? So for this also you should write down the introduction. National income is the total market value of all final goods and services produced in a country in a year. So it is the total market value of all final goods and services produced in a country in a year. So what are the determinants here? So the first determinant is here natural resources. So availability of natural resources. Okay, so here the availability of natural resources such as its climatic conditions, soil, geographical features, fertility, mines and all influence the size of national income. So availability of natural resources. So you can write this point as availability of natural resources. So if resources such as minerals, mines, or we can say here geographical features, fertility of the soil, fuel resources, if these availability is good in the country, then national income will be high. Okay. Next factor which is affecting is quality and quantity of factors of production. Quality and quantity of factors of production. See, what are our factors of production? Land, labor, capital, organizer. So if we use best quality factors, best quality land, best quality labor, if we use, our output will increase. So automatically national income increases. If we use more quantity of capital, more investments we do, output increases, again our national income increases, means our national income is influenced by quality and quantity of factors of production. So the national income of a country where it is affected by quantity and quality of the factors, right? So that way, this is also a determining factor for our national income. And next factor which is determining is state of technology. What technology are we using in our country? For example, if in our country we use the advanced technology, obviously production increases. When production is high, national income will be high. When production decreases, national income decreases. Production is dependent on technology. If we use updated or advanced or modern technology, output will increase, which results in high national income. When we use outdated technology, obviously national income decreases here. So output and national income are influenced by level of technical progress achieved by the country. Advanced techniques of production helps optimum utilization of country's resources. So if we use advanced technology, we can utilize all our resources to the optimum level, with which our national income increases. And another determinant is political will and stability. Political will and stability helps for generally whenever there is a political willingness or political stability is there in the country, it helps for planned economic development. Means when a political party, one government is stable for longer period, then planning will be done, which helps in economic development of a country. Economic development means what again? Increase in our income as well as standard of living of the people in the country. So there should be a political will and stability to achieve the economic development as well as increase in our national income. So these are the factors which are determining our national income. So what do you mean by national income? It is the total market value of all final goods and services produced in a country in a year. The determining factors are availability of natural resources, quality and quantity of factors of production, state of technology, political will and stability. So these are the factors that are determining the national income. And this is a compulsory question for 5 marks. Okay, now let us see. With this, we have done with our 5 marks question and 10 marks question from this chapter. Now let us do the VSAQs of this chapter. Right. So now VSAQs, any 2 VSAQs you will get from this. So first one is the national income. What is national income? As we have discussed in our prayer in just now, national income is the total market value of all final goods and services produced in the country in a year. So it is the total income earned in a country during by various economic activities. So that is called as national income. Next one we have gross national product. Second concept is GNP. So gross national product. How we calculate this gross national product? Gross national product is the current market value of all final goods and services produced in a country. Current market value of all final goods and services produced in a country in a year. So when the current market value of final goods and services are taken over here, we include exports and imports also, including net income from abroad. Including net income from abroad. So the formula here is GNP at market price we are calculating is equals to consumption plus investment plus government expenditure plus X minus M. So see, what is C? C is the consumption expenditure. I is the investment expenditure of the firms. And G is the government expenditure. So when we add up all these, our X minus 1 is what? X minus M is exports minus imports. We will get the net income from abroad. So this way we calculate the GNP at market price. So this formula, this will be for your 2 marks question. GNP, when you are calculating, you will write the meaning of GNP. That is, it calculates the current market value of all final goods and services produced in a country in a year, including net income from abroad. So the formula will be GNP at market price is equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Now, the next VSAQ. Next question is NNP at net national product at factor cost. So, NNP at factor cost. So, it is the net national product at factor cost. So, see, already we have done with the gross values. Gross values means what? Without any deductions. Net value means what? After making the deductions. So what deduction we will make from gross to get the net value? We deduct depreciation and add subsidies. So we will get the net values. So how we calculate the net national product at factor cost? It is also called as national income. It is also called as national income, right? It is the total income received by 4 factors of production. It is the total income received by 4 factors of production. It is the total income received by 4 factors of production in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit. So, NNP at factor cost. See the formulas here. NNP at factor cost is equals to NNP at market price, NNP at market price minus indirect taxes plus subsidies. Minus indirect taxes plus subsidies. Or you can write one more formula also. It is equals to GNP at market price. We are calculating directly from the GNP. GNP at market price minus depreciation minus indirect taxes plus subsidies. So this way we calculate NNP at factor cost. So net national product at factor cost, it is NNP at market price minus indirect taxes or plus subsidies, or GNP at market price minus depreciation minus indirect taxes plus subsidies. So this way we calculate NNP at factor cost. Next question is, real per capita income. What is per capita income? Per capita income is the income of an individual. Average income of an individual in a year. Average income of an individual in a year. So how we calculate average income? Real per capita income is equals to PCI, you can write here. Per capita income is equals to total national income. Total national income divided by total population. So how we calculate per capita income? Per capita income means average income of an individual in a country in a year. We calculate it as total national income divided by total population. So this is one more SAQ from this chapter. Okay. Next question. What are transfer payments? Transfer payments. So transfer payments are the government is providing certain social security allowances and they are providing the money, these incomes without any productive services. Those are called as transfer payment. So you can just see the government provides social security allowances. Government provide social security allowances like pensions, scholarships, unemployment allowances, relief funds like pensions, unemployment, scholarship, unemployment allowances, relief payment, and these incomes without any productive service. These income without any productive service are called transfer payments. So what are transfer payments? When government is providing certain allowances in the society without doing any productive activity, when government is giving certain allowances for social security reason, those allowances are called as transfer payments. Okay. After transfer payment, you have subsidies. What are these subsidies? Government will provide the subsidies, means when they will, government provides subsidies to the firms when market price is lower than cost of production. When market price is lower than cost of production. So during that time, government will provide subsidies and the production cost is borne by the government. So the production cost is borne by the government. These are called as subsidies. Okay, so subsidies is done. Next one you have CSO, that is Central Statistical Organization. Next question, CSO, Central Statistical Organization, which is responsible for calculating national income in the country. So CSO is responsible to calculate the national income in the country. They will prepare national income estimates and they are calculating the national income by using two methods, income method and output method. So these are the various VSAQs from this chapter you have to prepare. CSO, that is Central Statistical Organization, which is responsible for calculating national income estimates in the country. Subsidies, what are subsidies? Government provides subsidies to the firm when market price is lower than the cost of production. In this case, the production cost is borne by the government. What are transfer payments? Government provides social security allowances like pension, scholarships, unemployment allowances, relief fund and all. So these incomes are given without any productive services. Such income is called as transfer payment. Next you have per capita income. What is per capita income? The average income of an individual in a country in a year is called as per capita income. How we calculate? Total national income divided by total population. We get the per capita income. Next, NNP at factor cost. Net national product at factor cost is also called as national income. It is the total income received by 4 factors of production. So we calculate the NNP at factor cost, which is equals to NNP at market price minus indirect taxes plus subsidies, or GNP at market price minus depreciation minus indirect taxes plus subsidies. Next, we have gross national product. Gross national product is the current market value of all final goods and services produced in a year, in a country in a year, including net income from abroad. So formula will be GNP at market price is equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. C is consumption expenditure, total goods and services which are used for consumption. Investment expenditure, value of all final goods and services which are used for investment purpose. And government expenditure, government is purchasing goods and services, and export minus imports, X minus M, means value of goods and services which are exported and which are imported. So these all we calculate the net gross national product at market price. Coming to your national income, as we have done already, national income is the market value of all final goods and services produced in a country in a year. Okay. So these are the VSAQs of this chapter, and determinants of national income is your SAQ. a compulsory SAQ for 5 marks. And next you have methods to calculate national income, 10 marks, compulsory question. Like diminishing marginal utility, perfect competition, national income. If you prepare these 3 questions along with law of variable proportion, easily you can attempt your first section. Out of these 4 questions, compulsory 3 you will get for your exam. National income is very easy, right? Perfect competition and price determination, and law of diminishing marginal utility or law of variable proportion. Any answer you can prepare. You have to prepare with these 4 questions for your LAQs. So hope you understood these questions today. Just go through once. National income methods. Output method, income method, and expenditure method. So this is all from the national income chapter, and remaining in next class, we will discuss with the next chapter important questions. Okay, thank you.